So I'm going to make a public service announcement, and this is for people who are not autistic, who maybe want the opinion of somebody who has been diagnosed. Actually, I was diagnosed as a child with something called Asperger's, which now is no longer recognized by the community at all in the medical sense or as just the autistic community at all. So please just stop using it. High functioning, that's not a thing either. Low functioning, literally all that means, okay, functioning labels, it just means if you call somebody high functioning, it's not a compliment. It just means that I'm better at masking my symptoms and acting like a normal person acts. That's literally all it means. It's not a compliment. It just means that I'm less of a burden to you than somebody who's low functioning. It's a spectrum. We all have different symptoms, and we all may display our symptoms a little bit differently than others, but like that doesn't mean that I'm any less autistic than anybody else. And no, I'm not going to act like your 5-year-old autistic nephew because I'm a 25-year-old, almost 26-year-old adult woman, okay? I'm not going to act like a 5-year-old boy who's just been diagnosed. And by the way, the reason that women, girls, are diagnosed later in life is because the autistic criteria for being diagnosed is geared towards boys. And women tend to be better at functioning than boys are. So we often are left undiagnosed until like 14, 15, and that's usually in a really early diagnosis versus boys who are diagnosed at like 3 or 4. So after this long-winded little rant I've had, the two things that I just want, neurotypical people to understand: Asperger's, absolutely not a thing. Please just get it out of your, stop using it. It's not a thing. It has literal, actual Nazi ties. It's an insult, and people end up actually feeling you make people feel a certain way when you use that label. So just don't. It's an insult. It's an insult. Don't use that term, and don't use high functioning and low functioning. Just get those two things need to just be out of your vocabulary. Just take them, roll them down the fucking window. All right, I'm rolling down the window. I'm gonna take that term and I'm gonna just toss it out the window. Just leave it. It can just go out there. Just leave it in the Walmart parking lot. Nobody gives a shit. You can just drive over it 50 times. I don't care. Okay, so Asperger's, high functioning, low functioning labels. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. And we don't need a cure. We need people to be understanding and be okay with the fact that we're just a little bit different. And that's okay. Okay?